If you were kidnapped and placed in the sex dungeon of a well-known YouTuber who has recently turned AWOL and insane, what would you do in order to escape with your life intact? In this video, we will be going over and breaking down the mistakes made from the protagonist and tips to escape from and beat the cupcake enthusiast, that also goes by EDP445. The movie starts off with the protagonist, that goes by Cupcake Seller, who is a big fan of EDP445 and recently has started to text the cupcake enthusiast. However, what she does not realize is that she is making the biggest mistake of her life. After a couple of nights of texting, it has appears that the cupcake enjoyer has invited Cupcake Seller to hang out over at his place, what will turn out to be one of the scariest moments of her life. Once she has arrived at EDP's place, she is suddenly ambushed and surprised when EDP opens the door and shoots her, leaving her unconscious. She then wakes up in what seems to be a dark and dingy basement filled with the Philadelphia Eagles merchandise and old bags of fast food. She starts to panic and freak out about what is currently happening. In this situation, personally the best thing to do is stay calm and figure out a strategy, as freaking out is only going to increase our chances of being in a worse off condition than we already are in now. The first thing that I would advise doing in this scenario is first checking out your surrounding. Being able to identify any weak points or plausible escape points is going to greatly increase our chances of escaping. Second, I would check my pockets for any personal belongings such as a cell phone which can be used to contact the outside world for help. Lastly, I would look around and find any object that is blunt so we can use it to destroy obstacles or force open our way out of the dungeon basement. Luckily, it appears that Cupcake Enthusiast still has her personal phone on her and immediately starts to dial for her only lifeline, the fat dude that is probably just as bad as EDP, Predator Poacher Dude, as he is her only chance of escaping. Cupcake Enthusiast starts to dial and call the dude so he can distract and lure EDP out of the house, giving her a chance to escape without getting caught. After successfully calling Predator Poacher to come in for the rescue, she comes across a very large object, which turns out to be a large phallic-like object that presumably has been shoved up EDP's behind as he was practicing of what would be coming if he were to eventually be caught and be sent to prison. After hearing EDP drive off in his whip that he used GoFundMe money to buy with to go meet up with another victim, at least that what he believes to be what Predator Poachers want him to think, she takes the chance and grabs the object and swings it against the door, and with not much effort, she was able to break it open. Then Cupcake Seller starts to make a fat dash to the nearest neighbor that she can possibly find to receive help and inform that their neighbor is secretly a psychopath. Coming across the nearest door next to EDP445's apartment, she starts knocking on the door as much as she is physically able to do. Finally, hearing some footsteps coming towards the door, she starts to feel some hope is starting to come her way, but then suddenly one of the craziest shock surprises happened. EDP445's friend, Philippe, has been working with EDP445 the entire time and shoots the protagonist, which unfortunately puts her down forever. But what do you think? How would you beat the cupcake enthusiast from EDP445 Caught in 4K? Let me know by leaving a comment down below, and feel free to drop a like and subscribe if you enjoy this content and wish to see more shitposts memes like this. With that out of the way, take care and have fun.